Hello, welcome students. So in the previous lecture we had done with the design of cantilever retaining wall. We had calculated the dimensions for the stem, for the heel slab and as well as the toe slab, and we had detailed stability calculation. So let us just say what all we have done in short period, what all we have done. So this is the question which was given, and these were the data, and they had asked us to solve it. So initially the first step was to dimensioning the retaining wall. So we calculated the minimum depth, so which worked out to be 1.23 meter, and the overall depth is nothing but the 4 meter above the ground height, and below the ground it is 1.23, so it worked out to be 5.23 meters. So this was the depth of the wall. Then the thickness of base slab, we got it as h by 12. So this is how much we worked out, so 450 mm. Then height of the stem above the ground level, which worked out to be 5.23 minus 0.45, which is 4.78. And the width of the base slab was in the range of 2.615 and 3.138. So we just took the dimensions and we have substituted. So you can see here the width of the base slab, we have put it as 3 meters. Then this is the stem portion. So the height of the stem, we have taken it as 4.78 meter from here, and the total height h is taken as to be 5.23 meter from the foundation, that is base slab, and the ground height, this is nothing but the height which we worked out. So this was 1.23 meter. So we have initially given the weight. So weight of the stem will act downwards, W1, and the weight of this whole base slab will act as W2, which is a concrete structure, and W3 is nothing but here the soil is retained, so soil is will go downwards. So this is how we had worked out. So let us see. So this is the toe projection, and this was the designer stem which we did. So moment we computed, and we arrived at a moment of 163.66 kilonewton meter. Then we calculated the depth requirement. So depth we got it as 243. We rounded off and we took it as provided at 450. So what we did is we provided a tapering stem. It is not mandatory that you have to provide a tapering stem, but just to save the material as well as there is no much necessity. So what we did is we provided a 200 mm width at the top and provided 450 mm depth at the base of the stem. So this is how we worked out. So let us I will go back and I will show you how it worked out to be. So in a diagram, if you see here, 200 mm at the top of the stem and 450 mm at the bottom of the stem. So this is how the dimension was discussed. Then in the previous class we have also computed the stability calculation, and this is what the reinforcement we worked out for the stem. So this is how the stem reinforcement was, and we provided a 10 mm diameter bars at 250 mm center on both the faces. Then we also computed the stability calculation. Now this stability calculation, why we are doing is because we are computing the pressure distribution on the base slab. So pressure distribution of base slab. So according to this, so there is W1, W2 and W3. So where W1 is nothing but the load of the stem portion, which is a concrete structure. So here the density is 25 and these are the dimension, and this is how much the force is being calculated, and with respect to the heel point, so multiplying with the distance we got so much of moment. Then W2, this is nothing but base slab total width into concrete, so concrete density. So this is how much the force has been worked out, and this is the CG distance which is working out, and this is the moment. W3 is totally the earth, that is the as shown. So this is how the dimension is, and this is the density. So we worked out force, and we have just taken uh, the CG distance till the hill slab, and we got the moment. For this we also computed the moment of earth pressure. So earth pressure was acting P. So P, which is shown in the diagram, and this is how it is to be calculated with the active earth pressure components, and we worked out the moment. So total moment worked out to be 325.202 kilonewton meter, and this is the force corresponding to this column. You can see the force has been worked out. So we had computed till this in the previous class. So Why we have computed this force and bending moment is because we need to calculate the eccentricity, whether there is an eccentricity force is acting or whether the eccentric loading is done. So we have to check for the uh, stability of the cantilever retaining wall. So the distance of point of application of resultant from the end A. So this I will be showing in the next figure. So this is our summation of moment divided by summation of the force. So moment we had calculated from the stability calculation. So this corresponding is the moment and this corresponding is the force. So doing the summation of this and substituting here in the formula. So the eccentricity for this is being computed here, z minus b by 2. So this z portion is nothing but this, which is 1.601 meter. So 1.601 meter minus b is nothing but the base width of the slab. So 3 by 2, so which is working out to be 0.101 meter. So the eccentricity is 0.101 meter. So the limitation is b by 6. So width divided by 6, which is 0.5. So obviously the eccentricity is less than 0.5. Okay. So then we compute depending upon, as we have eccentricity here. If the eccentricity is less, we use this only the value. Now in case if we get the higher eccentricity value, then say for example if this was 0.6 and this was 0.5, so we will substitute the limitation one, so 0.5 only. Now what is happening is our eccentricity value calculated is less than this, so we are using this for the further calculation. Making the use of eccentricity, we calculate the maximum and minimum pressures at the base are given. So this is given by this formula, that is summation of forces divided by the base slab width into 1 plus or minus 6a minus b. So substituting plus and computing it, we will get the maximum pressure, and a negative value will get the minimum pressure. So after substituting in this, once with plus and one piece minus, we got the maximum pressure. So maximum pressure working out to be 81.35 kilonewton per meter square, and minimum pressure is working out to be 54 kilonewton per meter square. So this I will just show you in a diagrammatic form. So we consider this is nothing but I have marked the points in terms of A, B, C and D. This is nothing but acting at the base slab edge. Then this is where the stem portion is coming to action, and this. So whatever we have calculated maximum bending pressure and minimum bending pressure, so minimum will be acting at this point and the maximum will acting at this point. So initially we will get a value of 81.35 kilonewton per meter square at D end, and 54 kilonewton per meter square at the A end. So here I have written clearly, maximum stress is within the permissible limits of SBC of soil, 200 kilonewton per meter square. The pressure distribution is trapezoidal. So this is how the pressure distribution. Now how it acts and where it acts, I will just show it to you. Where are these points A, B, C, D? So if you see the diagram here, so this is the point A and this is the point B here. This is the point C and this is the point D. So hope so you got where. So the minimum pressure is acting at this point A on the heel side, and the toe side we are getting the maximum pressure. So this is how. So now we are going to make use of the pressure distribution diagram for the further design of heel slab and toe slab, because the heel slab and toe slab comes in the base slab. Now initially I have A value which is 54 kilonewton per meter square and D value 81.35 kilonewton per meter square. Now I have to calculate what is the value at C point and B point, because just as in case, I will just let you show once again the diagram. Let me go to the diagram. Okay, here you can see we want to know what is the behavior at this location also. So we have this value and we have value at this. So we will compute the value at this moment. So how to do it? Just let us see. So this is a pressure distribution diagram. For our further calculation, we will be using this only. So here the components are been calculated. So let us explain you this. Now let us start with the design of heel slab. So in the diagram, this is nothing but a design of base slab only. We have divided the diagram into heel slab and the toe slab. So this portion whatever is there, that will be designed as heel slab, and this portion whatever is there, that will be designed as toe slab. So let us see, let us design the heel slab. So the maximum bending moment on the heel slab is calculated by taking the moments of all forces about the point B. So where is that point B? So as you can see, the point B is here. So all the pressure distribution will be taken at this point and the moments are calculated. So let us see the load W3. W3 is again what? It is nothing but the earth. So it is nothing but the dimension 1.55 into 4.7. This is the area wherein the earth will be there into density of the soil, which is 18. So if you calculate this, the force is working out to be 133.362 kilonewton. Okay. Now what will happen? This we have to calculate at a distance from B. So the distance from B to A is 1.55 and it is a triangular distribution, you can see here. Hence we have to take the forces in towards B. So it will be half of 1.55, which is nothing but 0.775. So this is the moment which it is acting. 133.362 force into the distance, we get the moment. Now one more part, the self weight of the heel slab. Now as we are designing, I will just let you know in the diagram, as we are designing the heel slab, that is this portion, this rectangular portion. So the earth is acting here. So earth is rectangular, so it is 1.55 divided by 2, and heel slab. So heel slab will have self weight also. So next is considering the self weight of the heel slab. So let us see. So self weight of the heel slab. So the dimension is again 1.55 in length and 0.45 is nothing but the width of the heel slab into, it is a concrete structure, hence density 24. So computing this, we will get a force of 16.74 kilonewton, and it is a rectangular section, hence its CG will be half into 1.55, which is 0.775. Multiplying the force with the distance, we will get 12.97. So we will add, this is the earth which is acting over the heel slab and self weight of the heel slab, which will work out together as 116.323 kN per meter. But on this heel slab, pressure will also act from the bottom of the side. So we have to deduct. So this is how much the movement is. So we have to even consider the upward pressures. So let us see deductions. So upward pressure ABIH. Now what is this ABIH? I have marked this in the pressure distribution diagram. So ABIH. Hope so you got. ABIH is a portion and one more portion HIG. So actually this is a trapezoidal section if you see. B to A, A to H, S to G and B to G. Now you can divide this into any geometry. So what I did, for easiness, I considered one rectangle, that is ABIH, and one triangle HIG. So this pressure will be acting below here. In the diagram, I will just let you know. So this is our typical cross section. The upward forces will be acting from the below. So this will be downwards, self weight of the earth, self weight of the heel slab will be downwards, and the upward pressure will be acting from the soil. So we have to deduct it. That is the reason why we are deducting it. So let us see the deduction. So total deduction. So upward pressure ABIH. Now ABIH is what? ABIH is a rectangular section. So it is of how dimension? From here to here it is 1.55 and from here to here it is 54. So it is 54 into 1.55. Multiplying this, we'll get this force. And at what distance it will act? Obviously it is a rectangular section, so it will act at B from here to here. So that is half of this length. So this length is 1.55. So the half of 1.55, which is working out to be force multiplied by the distance 64.86. Then a triangular portion will take. This is a triangular portion HIG. So here what will happen? It is area, that is nothing but force, half of B into H, and as well as the distance. So it has to act from here to here. So it will be 1/3 of this length. So just I'll put. So GHI is a triangular section, hence area will be half base into height. So this will give you the force. So after multiplying this will work out to be 10.95. And the CG till the point moment about B is 1/3 of 1.55. So this is the distance. So force multiplied by the distance, we get so much of moment. Now this is the addition of moments 116.323. Out of this 116.323, we have to deduct these now. So 116.323 minus 64.86 and minus 5.418. So it will work out to be so much, that is 70.278. Hence, the maximum bending moment in heel slab at B is nothing but 116 point minus this, which is 46.045. And the factored moment is done. Factored moment is equal to MA is equal to 1.5 into this. So 69.06 kilonewton per meter. So we arrived at moment. Once we get the moment, we will design it. So according to the IS 456 from the clause number G 1.1, page number 9.6, substituting all the values, we will find out the area of steel. So MU we have, that is just now calculated. So this is the MU 69.06 on the heel slab. Then 0.87 Fy, so Fy is 415, AST is unknown, D is nothing but the depth 450. Here also Fy is 415, B we assume it as 1000, D is 450 into 20. So after working out, we get the area of steel as 484 mm square. So providing 12 mm diameter at 200 mm center to center. So we will provide a 12 mm diameter at 200 mm center to center in the heel slab. And the distribution bar, that is 0.12%. So 0.12% of the cross section. So 0.12 divided by 100, that gives us 0.0012 into B into D. So width of the slab, we assume it as per meter, so 1000, and the depth of the slab 450. So it is working out to be 540 mm square. So here also we will provide 12 mm diameter at 200 mm center to center. So at last we concluded that in today's lecture that we calculate the moment on the heel slab, and we designed the heel slab and provided the reinforcement. In the next lecture we shall design the toe slab. So just let us go to the diagram and let us see. So now we have designed the reinforcement for the stem portion and the heel portion. Now remaining is toe slab. So let us see in the next class. So even the toe slab will be designed taking the pressure distribution component. So that is for today, and we shall end here. Thank you.